Hello, Hall. We're back with another New World video. And guys, the PTR February release notes just got put onto the official forums. And holy cow, guys, there is so much great stuff loaded in here. And rather than go through it all, I'm going to show you the top 5 most important things that you need to know about the upcoming February release for New World, specifically on the PTR. Eventually, hopefully, all of these changes make it to the live game. Here we go, guys. Let's jump on over and take a look. As a reminder, everybody, if you like and enjoy my content, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button down below. Guys, something like 83% of people that visit this channel are unsubscribed. Let's see if we can fix that number just a little bit and hit that subscribe button down below. All right, guys, the first change that is sort of like, wow, why was this not in the release of Mutators, is the Lazarus Instrumentality Expedition. Chartist, the boss at the very end, pretty much the most useless end boss in all of gaming. He is seeing a ton of new updates in terms of how players will interact with him. Damage increases across the board, cooldown decreases, laser damage, reworking all sorts of his AI behavior top to bottom. So expect to see that Lazarus will get a massive overhaul, and maybe that boss fight will be a little more engaging. Lamani and I just sort of talked about this exact same thing, and it looks like the feedback of general players and sort of the reception of Mutators has brought them to focus on fixing this end boss. So that is super exciting. The next thing I want to report to you guys is the weapon swap bug. You can now swap weapons during hit reactions, dodges, traversal, and while using consumables except weapon coatings. This will not interrupt those actions. There's a 1-second swap cooldown in these cases. This has been one of the single most frustrating things because the experience with weapon swap is just so inconsistent. Very frustrating that it works at certain time frames here and there, but it doesn't work consistently. Weapon swap buffers will no longer be canceled if you are staggered before the weapon swap can occur. Weapon swaps and attacks can now be queued up simultaneously. This is amazing. This was so needed, in my opinion. There's so many times where I do my series of button pushes. That's going to be super helpful for people like me who couldn't really figure out the timing very good, and it's going to make it just so much more reliable and easier to use. This is such an amazing fix. It takes all the guesswork out of it, trying to predict server lag, things like that, now that you can queue it up and sort of just watch it unfold. I am super excited for this update, especially in OPR. All right, guys, the next thing we have here is a massive rework to Gravity Well. Gravity Well, one of the most, dare I say, broken abilities in all of New World. It is pretty bonkers what it can do, the range it has, and sort of the amount of utility it provides in things like war and locking people down. Gravity Well looks to be getting a nerf. It looks like they're going to be reducing the area in which the vortex can pull, and then also allowing players a higher chance to escape. This sort of needed it, in my opinion, quite possibly since the beginning of the game, and now it looks like they are addressing what is one of the more OP abilities, and it's going to bring the Great Axe's power level down into a reasonable space, especially in war. A lot of people, there is sort of a Gravity Well meta in wars, and I'm very excited to see this one go away. Interesting to note here, though, while they did touch Gravity Well, they did not touch the Void Gauntlet and Scream. That is sort of interesting to me because I think Scream is pretty good. With the only thing with Scream is I think a lot of people can sort of telegraph it coming and don't let you get super close to them. But with Gravity Well, you throw it out there, and that sort of eliminates the getting close to them, that sort of aspect, and you can time it a bit easier. Now let's move on to the most exciting thing in this whole patch notes is that Outpost Rush is getting massive overhauls. It looks like they have a ton of different AI fixes going on here, but the most important thing is they are tuning the scoring in Outpost Rush. If you guys didn't know, Outpost Rush, it was basically be a healer and you get top 10 every time. Healing, damage, and just basically getting the final kill were the most effective ways, and even PvE farming up a lot of the PvE dudes, the NPC kills. That was an effective way of really bumping up your score as well. They have finally addressed this, and now you get damage, you get score for dealing damage, you get reduced amount of score points for killing players, reduced amount of points for killing AI. This is the most frustrating thing, because you would do all the work and then someone would snipe your kill. And I'm certainly responsible for sniping a lot of kills, but this was the most frustrating thing. And now it's going to be more tied to the amount of damage you do rather than just pushing the button at the very last second and landing the killing blow. It looks like there's a few other visual updates here, but the most important thing that we need to call out here is the rewards for Outpost Rush have absolutely been reworked. And this is the most exciting thing, because if you guys have watched New World Report, I commonly criticize the Mutator update for not having a way for solo players to actually participate. Having to go do mutators is not something a lot of people want to do, nor is it something you can jump in and out of with ease. Outpost Rush now rewards Umbral Shards, 100 for a win, 50 for a loss, but they have to meet a minimum threshold for score. And now that with them changing the scoring criteria, that looks like that threshold will probably be met a little bit easier, and you won't have people just going out and farming NPC kills. Outpost Rush now rewards faction tokens. You can just focus on Outpost Rush. I think it's the funnest game mode. And then take those faction tokens and buy your mutator orbs, things like that from the faction store. Absolute wins here, guys. Very exciting stuff. And of course, you've got to meet the minimum threshold for that. Outpost Rush now rewards Outpost Rush specific armor and weapons and jewelry. This is what I've been waiting for. This right here. Because this gives the most fun game mode its own gear, and now all of a sudden you can just go do Outpost Rush and you can do the PvP stuff, and you can just focus on being the best you want to be in that. And I love the switch to specific gear for Outpost Rush. And they make another comment down here that Outpost Rush will have a lot of the abilities that are PvE abilities, things like Ancient Ward, Ancient Bane, that sort of stuff. You're not facing off against ancient enemies in Outpost Rush. It'll be focused with abilities like Keen, which is like critical chance, things like that. Huge change here. The official comment is 2 pieces of armor, an Outpost Rush specific weapon, and a 15% chance for a 4th item, piece of Outpost Rush jewelry. I'm so excited for this. This saves the game for me. I'm going to be totally honest with you guys. I was sort of going to just continue to play this game at a very casual pace, and now I feel like I have a reason to re-engage and have a lot of fun with it. I'm so excited for this change. And then, of course, we're not done here, guys. It significantly increased the likelihood that rewards in Outpost Rush cash will increase the player's expertise. Now we can grind Outpost Rush, one of the funner things in the game, or the more enjoyable things in the game, and raise our expertise. I love this change as well. It'll be interesting to see what they mean by significantly increase, because in the whole time of Outpost Rush, since I hit 60 and started doing it, I think I've seen a one-time gear increase, expertise increase from it. So hopefully significantly means a heck of a lot. And it looks like that they've changed some more visual things here and removed some of the traits that are PvE focused that I mentioned before. Very exciting stuff. And the last thing I wanted to call out here, guys, is changes to the gypsum. Now I found this comical that they actually didn't know the names of the gypsum. They just call it yellow topaz, black gypsum, and purple gypsum. Basically, they're reducing the drop times for these things. So yellow topaz no longer has a drop minimum. So if you guys weren't aware, I think they're referring to yellow as the topaz is the one where you got to kill level 55 plus. You pop the potion. That's the one you craft. That one would basically take you up to an hour to farm all that stuff. And now they've reduced the minimum drop time to basically nothing. So hopefully that one gets done maybe 15, 20 minutes max. That would be huge. Black gypsum, so that's obsidian gypsum. They go from 10 minutes to 5 minutes. So you go visit your boy Ivan up in Evanscale Reach, and you're only there for 15 minutes. Another huge win, guys. Purple gypsum, I believe that's portals, going from 120 seconds to 30 seconds. allowing you to get these portals done faster. These are all changes that will help players, solo players like myself, get caught up to 600 gear score plus people. Guys, I can't tell you how much this was needed and how excited I am for these updates. If you enjoyed the video, guys, go ahead and leave a like. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what I missed from these patch updates. Hopefully all this stuff makes it into the live game and we don't see any sort of reduction, because based on what they're offering here, I am all in. I'm super excited for New World. Guys, we will see you all in the next video. Peace.